in the same week, you experience that the gap is big. But for me, I'm not too worried. Just the normal process, the learning process of our squad.
And Reinildo, just a minor groin injury. You expect him to be back for the derby?
Yeah, I think so. He should be available.
Nick Barnes, BBC Radio Newcastle Sunderland commentator, talking to the Sunderland head coach Regis Lebris there. The full interview is available on BBC Sounds. Just search for the Sunderland AFC podcast. And of course, all the focus now is on the derby next weekend. Total Sport every weeknight from 6 with Simon Pride this week with all the build-up. Let's talk non-league though, because as mentioned before, we had a pretty good day yesterday. Well, almost. South Shields lost only their third game in National League North this season. They were beaten 2-1 away to Kidderminster, meaning they fall off top spot for now to the MPL Premier. 2 huge wins for Hebburn and Morpeth Town. Heburn's 3-1 win over Hyde means they move up to second in the table. Here is their manager, Daniel Moore.
When you come away from home, it's about getting results, and in the last 10 days we've travelled 985 miles, I think, in the last 10 days, 3 away games on the bounce, and we've got 9 points, so I can't ask much more than that, regardless of how we played. You know, I hear teams saying that they've got 3 or 4 injured, but we've been missing 2 key players the last month, and the players that we've had, I believe in them, so we don't speak about injured players, to be honest. I think we have to go with what we've got. We've had Gary Martin missing today, who's in he's top scorer in the league, still gone away from home and scored 3 goals, so happy with the result.
Meanwhile, Morpeth moved out of the relegation zone with a 2-0 win over Prescott Cables. A big result for manager Craig Lynch.
We've just found a good bit of rhythm. We've kept clean sheets, which is a bonus. Bit unfortunate Tuesday night to concede in the last minute, or that would have been 3 clean sheets on the bounce, which would have been unbelievable. But it's another win. It's another win. Gets us out of relegation zone for the first time all season, and we've had some good games. We've done brilliantly, and next week's going to be a fantastic game against Hebburn.
In the East Division, Dunstan were 2-1 winners at Ossett United. Heaton Stand were 2-0 winners at home to Brickhouse, and Blythe Spartan struggles continue. They were beaten 2-1 at Bradford and Park Avenue and remain rooted to the bottom of the table. Let's finish on some good news though. North Shields through to the 4th round of the FA Vase after beating Liversedge 6-5 on penalties after it finished 1-1 after normal time. Paul Dixon spoke to a rather chuffed manager Brian Smith after the game.
Brilliant end to it. Can't beat that. Penalty shootouts, that's two we've had in the last 2 rounds, just class. But we were brilliant in the first half, Digger. With just second half, as I was talking about, quite even, but what a way to end. It was class.
19 games they've gone without defeat, right? And I think they really fancied that chance today. But, you know, the first half, Shields were the best team and they had chances, didn't you?
Did. Nella obviously has caused loads and loads of problems for them, but it wasn't just them. Reese and the forward players, young Jake Lish coming on, and Slats, and we were just really good. They were excellent. We've been trying to keep the ball a bit more, because sometimes it's a little bit like in the Northern League, it's a bit give it away, and it's like the game's of basketball really, but we're trying to keep it a bit better, and slowly, I can see that, definitely seen that in the first half. But I had a couple of changes, Blaine Adams at right back, but everyone was brilliant in that first half.
So happy Brian Smith then after North Shields win, and Digger also managed to have a chat with the match winner itself for the Robins, Nelson Ogbe.
To be fair, I'm not going to lie, I didn't want to take it. I stepped up, grabbed the ball, and in my head I was thinking just smash it, and it went in. Then I was like, let me just go off and celebrate. So then all that coming around behind it, so yeah, very happy.
Well, at least he was honest about not wanting to take the penalty, but that doesn't really matter in the end. They are in the hat for the next round, which takes place tomorrow at 1 o'clock. The local football roundup is available to listen back to on BBC Sounds with longer versions of the interviews you've just heard from. That's you up to speed with all the football going on yesterday. The second half is not far from getting underway at the International Stadium for Gateshead Walsall in the FA Cup, so I shall hand back to your commentary team this afternoon of Colin White and Paul Dixon.
Half-time half-time highlights.
Total Sport North East.
BBC Radio Newcastle.
That's a loose ball towards Ferguson, intercepted by Barrett, laid off by Finnegan. Now wide on the right again, Barrett inside. There's a chance for the layoff. Finnegan's coming in. He should have an effort on goal, and he's brought down, and that is a very obvious penalty, I'm afraid.
Yeah, penalty.
In the 25th minute of this game, of this FA Cup second round tie, it's Daniel Kanu against Tiernan Brooks. The Walsall striker waits for the whistle, takes a couple of steps to his left, and finds the bottom right-hand corner, and Walsall take the lead after 25 minutes.
Total Sport North East.
The FA Cup.
BBC Radio Newcastle.
Thank you very much, Dominic. Then we are still waiting for the teams to emerge. We've got a couple of minutes, I reckon, before the second half will be underway here at the International Stadium. Gateshead 1-0 down at home to Walsall at the break. I'll run you through some of the other scores from today in the Premier League.